Alright, so I'm going to do a test to check and see just how long a 2200 milliamp hour 3S LiPo will A, run, and then B, what the reaction of the aircraft will be when it starts getting low on power or chooses to fail entirely. So that, excuse me, is that, and I'll get the radio turned on and plug the battery in, and then we'll go from there. Alright, so the radio's on, and hold on a second. Interesting. I set the warning buzzer on this to turn the charging off if the charging meets or exceeds the capacity of the battery. And it started out like 10.35 volts. Excuse me. Charged up to 12.4 volts, 12.43, after consuming 2200 milliamps of charging power being fed into this. I assume that there's an inefficiency baked in getting let out in the form of heat, so I'm going to end up having to bump that. Probably I'd go up 20% and see if that works on this next battery. So at any rate, back to what I was doing. Radio on. Anyways, as I was saying, right now the receiver is not connected to the transmitter, and I've got no LEDs here. My point in drawing that out is that this is the battery indicator for the aircraft, and you'll see that once I get the airplane turned on. So I'm in throttle cutout, throttle's back, and we're good to go here. So let's plug this in. Okay, and I've got full aircraft battery now. So go ahead and got good control. I'm gonna go throttle engaged, and then I will start the timer. And see, 3 batteries. And then the ship's battery comes back up when the motor's drawn. So I'm just going to let it run there. Now I was going to run it at this percentage, but I think I'll actually bump it up because I'm not exercising the motors at all. So maybe letting it run at 100% throttle will offset the fact I'm not moving the flight controls at all. So at roughly 2 minutes, I'm getting single indication there. 710. Okay, motor's reasonably cool. I mean, it's warm, but it's not smoking hot like I would expect. Alright, and I'm hearing that. Okay, so that was an idle warning, the red light flashing, and the sound alert in here going off, or the tone generator. I am, in theory, throttle still enabled, I'm still maxed, and nothing's happening here. I cut the throttle, enable it, go to panic, nothing happens. I get good control surface deflection still, but yep, in advanced mode I get full deflection, but there is no recovery once the motor shuts down. And that was at 7 minutes of 100% throttle. So the good thing is this indication here, excuse me, is representative of ship's battery. And then the pulsing, I think, started at 510 and it shut off at 710. So that tells me there was 2 minutes of pulsing coming out of the motor as a warning to the pilot that he needs to freaking get on the ground. So I think that's a nice safety buffer. So radio's still on, throttle's cut. I'm going to unplug the battery, and then we'll test the capacity. Again, it cut off at 710. And if I look at the batteries, warm. I'd say probably 35, 40 degrees C. And it says we are at 10.37 volts, 5% total capacity. And cell voltages are reasonably close. That's within 2000s, and that's what, 20 millivolts, but that's what the balance charger will take care of. So it says 5% across the board. That's what I expected to see, so that's good. And again, the battery's not bad, the motor is fine. And I was concerned about doing a test with the motor running full tilt, boogie, without air flowing. I mean, granted, the props are going to suck some air through the engine, but not as much as if it was flying. So, yep, and I'm not smelling anything warm inside there for the ESC or whatever, so. Alright, valid test, I think. I'll get to, I'll set the charger up so it doesn't shut off after 2200 milliamp hours, and see if the capacity of the charge matches what 95% of the discharge, just to kind of gauge things. So, all right, that's that.